Now we get to change our mind. Well, not totally. We are going to still be dealing with circles. Whoops. My board wants to move. We're going to write the equation of a circle, given that we know what the center is and that we know the point on the circle. So, again, my standard form is that I do x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals the radius squared, right? And that if this is my center, 0, 6, that means this number here is 0 and this number here is 6, right? The h and the k. So I'm going to have x minus 0 squared plus y minus 6 squared equals my r squared. So just putting the 0 in for behind the x and the 6 in behind the y. Now what we're going to do is we have to find what the r squared is equal to. So we're going to use this point that we know. In the point we know this is x and this is y, right? So we're going to put minus 5 here and 1 in here. So minus 5 minus 0 is still minus 5, right? And then we have to square. If I square a negative 5, I get a positive 25. Plus, over here, 1 minus 6 is negative 5. And if I square a negative 5, hey, I happen to, on this one, get another 25. So 25 plus 25 is 50. This number then is going to go in place of my r squared. So my equation, we have x minus 0 squared plus y minus 6 squared equals 50.
That's going to be the answer?
Not quite,
Oh.
because we can simplify this one just a little bit. X minus 0 squared I can just rewrite as x squared. So x squared plus y minus 6 squared equals 50. Most of them you can't simplify, but if you happen to have that 0, then you can simplify it because you don't really need the parentheses. And so my answer is just x squared plus y minus 6 squared equals 50. Change that so I can see. All right, so the next one. We want to find the equation of a circle that has a center of negative 5 and negative 4, passes through the point negative 6, 1. So knowing that I have x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. This time it says my center is at
Negative 6?
no, my center.
Oh, your center is negative 5.
Yeah, they switched them around, so you got to read.
Yeah, I didn't read.
My center is at negative 5, negative 4. That means this is a negative 5, this is a negative 4, right? Now, what happens when you have minus a negative? It's minus a negative, it changes it to a
Positive.
positive. So this becomes x plus 5 squared. Right? If I had a center of negative 5, I had a plus 5 in my parentheses. Plus y plus 4 squared then, because again we had the minus a negative on this one. Equals our r squared. So now that we got the center in there, now we have to figure out what that r squared is equal to. So now we're going to use our other point and put it in for our x and our y, right? So x is negative 6, y is 1. So negative 6 plus 5 would give me
Negative 1.
negative 1, and negative 1 squared is?
Negative 1?
Nope.
Negative 1?
Negative 1 times negative 1 is
Oh, positive one.
positive 1. Make sure you use the parentheses if you're going to use your calculator. Plus 1 plus 4
5.
is 5, and 5 squared is 25. 1 plus 25 is 26. We're going to go in and plug that into our equation then. For the r squared, for that n number, right? So we're going to have x plus 5 squared plus y plus 4 squared equals 26. All right. Number 12. Looks like we could have used a little more writing space, but we're going to start. We have our equation for our circle. So x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. And our center is at 6 and 4. So since those are positive, we just get the x minus 6 squared plus the y minus 4 squared, and then we can go ahead and find our r squared, right? So to find our r squared, we're going to put in
We're going to put in 5 on the x.
5 for the x and
Negative 4 on the
negative 4 on the y. So then we're going to get
We're going to get 5 minus 6 squared, 5. Negative 1 squared,
negative 1 squared is
1.
1 plus
Zero?
nope, negative 4 minus
negative
4.
Oh, yeah, it's right in the parentheses. So it's going to be 8.
Negative 8 squared,
Negative 8 squared, which equals 64.
right? So 1 plus 64 is
65.
65. So what is the answer to my question? What's the equation of my circle?
You're going to have x plus 1.
Nope.
What? Let me see. X plus 1 squared.
Nope. We don't even have an x plus 1 anywhere on that problem.
Well, I thought we figured out the x.
So when we go back to our equation for our circle, though, we leave those numbers out, right?
Oh,
We
yeah.
use this. So x minus 6 squared plus y minus 4 squared equals 65. So that the center was at 6 and 4, right?
Yeah.